with you? I hope you're doing well. So today we're making some clusters. I had mentioned that I wanted to make some for fall, and so we're going to start off by a little mini haul. So basically I went to the dollar store because I wanted to find some leaves or some flowers that were darker and that I could actually use for making these. And I came across these little felt leaves, which I thought were really fun. They're not too thick, so I'm thinking that could be a nice addition. Then there was these little confettis. These are both, this is 150, this is 125. And then they had the felt little pumpkins for $1.50. And then they had these leaves here for $1.50. So they're browns and reds. Then I bought these burgundy flowers. I thought they were really pretty. Well, they're pretty much the same size, all of them, but some have darker insides and some lighter. And then I got these tiny ones that I thought were really precious. I got these ones here, which are yellow, but I thought they would be different than the daisies that I have. And then I got a branch of leaves that have different colors on them. Some of them are really big, so I don't think those are going to work, but I thought the smaller ones could possibly work. So this is what we're going to be using to create stuff. I pulled out some burlap. I've got this color and I've got burgundy one. I also have some fabric that I had in my stash, as well as this brown craft paper. I've got my stapler around, and yeah, we're just gonna assemble stuff basically. I pulled out some book page. I also pulled out this here because there's some colors in here that I thought could be really fun for fall. And if I don't use it in some way, I'm never going to use it. So I'm hoping that this can be a reason to use some of it. So maybe this dark brown. I use there's this one, but this one I've used for some other stuff and I kind of like it, and it's something that I can use for other purposes. Maybe this one. I'm having trouble. This for sure I'm never going to use, so I could use that because I need something to be a base, and then I can work with it. This is a big page. It's also not going to be something I'm going to work with, so might as well use that. So maybe those two could be something I use. And then, like I said, some book page. Now I have these little things here. Those could be like the base that I add papers to and I cover. I've got some different papers of projects that I've done that are sitting by my desk, so those could also work. So we're just gonna start and just have fun, destroy paper, and start assembling things and take it from there. I like the idea of using this. I'm just not fond of the color, and I wish, let's see if I have anything that's a color that would be more, because I've got a ton of these. I bought a whole big box and haven't used it, so you know what, I'm really gonna force myself to put something to cover this up and to create stuff with it. And usually I will assemble my cluster, and then I and then I start to glue it and whatever. But I think at this point for this one, I'm just gonna start assembling it and then take it from there. I do need more paper, more different things. I have this here, which feels like fall, and I did some sort of I used up my jelly plate, and there was a lot of paint on it, and that's why I had that. I don't want my pieces to be too big, so I'm gonna keep a card close by, because the clusters, once they're finished, I kind of want them to be able to go on top of a card, you know? So I don't want them to be too big. I also wanted some buttons. I've got some buttons next to me, because I thought those could be fun also to use. Like, I've got a lot of different supplies next to me, basically. I also have this, but that doesn't feel like fall. Do I have? I'm thinking I'm gonna use one of those. One of those yellow papers. Also. And I said I was going to just glue stuff down and take it from there, and I haven't done any of that, so let's just go for it. Also have my stapler, because I do like to have the addition of staples on top. I feel like it gives a nice nice feel to stuff. Like, it adds extra texture and that sort of thing. And like that. I do something like that. I want this. I need to hide the blue. I don't want to go too tall. This will hide the blue for sure. This seems like this would work. Basically adding papers and things. Where's my book? This is pretty tall, I have to be careful with these. Maybe I should cut these down into 2 pieces instead, so that they wouldn't be so tall, because this is going to turn out to be too tall for the piece, and I end up cutting a big chunk of it, which is not necessarily what I was looking for. Okay, and then I want to add some accent. So I could put, like these leaves, I thought I was gonna just remove the backing from them. So use it like that. So that could be one way of using it. And I don't want them to be too thick, because I do want to make sure that I'm able to mail these, but I could possibly put a little button like just like that and put some twine in it, like some thread in the button, something like this. So basically this is just a great way of using whatever scraps you have. And I have big bins of miscellaneous buttons, like big things like this. My daughter does some sewing, and she was telling me, you know, how she needed buttons and stuff, and I said, well, just come over and go through my stuff and just pick whatever you need. And she had a blast. So now she knows where to get her buttons next time around. I'm really liking this, actually. So I think this will be it. The good thing with these is that once I've got them done, then I'll scan them, and then I'll use them for my freebie sheets. And next week I'll be using these clusters to actually make cards, like to use those as card toppers. So that's my goal today, is to make a lot of these so that I've got something to work with for my Patreons. And if you like them, then you should join in Patreon for the month of, well, whenever. You get access to my freebie sheets, and yeah, so this is the first cluster. Okay, so the fact that I've cut this down should help me. I don't like to have straight edges, so I'm just gonna go like this. But I need something that's a backing of some sort. To start stacking elements on. Just gonna remove some threads from this so that it looks a little bit more distressed. I'm gonna put this, but I'm also gonna staple it, so this way, first of all, I add dimension, but I also making sure that my piece doesn't come undone. So far we've got something like this. I'm gonna try using one of those flowers, like I really love this burgundy. So when I buy these stems of flowers, they're, first of all, they're fairly cheap. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but they're $3.50, but look at all the flowers you've got. Maybe your dollar store has better prices, but that's what I had. Just find that it's a good way to find some flowers. I didn't have a lot of choices, unfortunately. They really didn't have much. It happens, I guess. Okay, so I have brown that I could put. I have a yellowish beige. That might be better. Or I have an orangey color. Let's see which one looks better. So there's this one. There's that one. Or I have like orange. I'm thinking possibly this. I go with that, or do I go with the brown, which is closer to what was in the flower originally? Like they had a dark brown. Do I have a darker brown? Had some that had sparkle type of color. Like, I wish I had something like that was like this, sparkly. But I don't have that in the medium size. Also have silvery. Maybe the silver one could be good. And I have also, well, let's see, maybe I have another one here. Oh, yes. I do have one that's closer to the type of sparkly brad, like that. Oh, that would be pretty. Just add. You can add and add and add to these. Like there's no rhyme or reason. I just like the idea of adding that little piece of book page. Oh yeah, I like that one. And then probably easier to stick this to it. So here we go. And it's fun because sometimes you don't have a lot of time, but you just have a bit of time to work on something, you know? And this is a great way of using that time and energy to just do a little something, and then the next time you can actually do the cards. You could make a big bin of these, and when you have more time, just create cards with them. Don't like straight edges, so more inclined to use, oh wait, that. Yep, not liking that. Oh, these are different. Yeah. They're harder to take apart. And you can't really test it when you're in the store because obviously you can't damage the product there, so okay. Got it undone. This is a nice center, but it's too thick, and oh, maybe I can use one of those inside of this. Kind of like that flower, just don't feel it with this here. What about these leaves here? Could take these apart. Something like that. Like this. That's pretty as also, but I'd like to find a way to use this here. And I kind of like the layers in the sense that the fabric is going to give a feel that's different. I'm thinking is what's probably causing me issues is the fact that there's two colors on this, and I'm wondering if I was to do this here instead. Yeah, I would like this better probably. Just having a bit of it and not too much. I'm thinking like that. and add the leaf on top. Yep. And you see I'm using all different elements of that branch, so for $3 it's really not that bad when you've got so many different other elements that you can use. And voila, we've got another one. How precious is that? Okay, I like the fact that I've layered different elements. Okay, so I'll put this here. I'm going to layer this on top. And layer that on the other side. Because why not? I'm going to use another leaf. I wonder if I can use one of the bigger ones, or if it's going to be too big. Because the thing is, I can also resize it when I make the cluster, I can resize the leaves. And maybe I should scan the leaves separately. I have a dark red button, like something like that. Has to be buttons that are not too thick. I love using buttons so much, and I definitely don't use them enough. Got this tiny one. That might be a bit too tiny. This one. It's a nice one. Obviously when you make these, you're gonna get a big mess on your desk, so don't, it's part of the process. I don't mind it, but I figure some people might not enjoy it. And I'm gonna leave the tail because I just think it adds to the look. Now I wonder if the first one and this one look alike. Hope not too much. Okay, they look alike, but not too much. Okay, and I love texture, so if I can add miscellaneous textures, I'm gonna try to do so because I just think it's fun. Struggle trying to take this apart. Wonder if I can use one of the yellow in between the two. Trying to take it apart, but it really doesn't want to come apart. I don't want to break the flower. I just want, maybe if I can remove this piece. Okay. And create my very own flower. thinking I might do this again for the month of for my freebies of November, because in the US it's going to be Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving here in October, early October, but it's going to be Thanksgiving in the US in November, and I'm thinking that these could be a really fun thing to add, to have in my freebie sheets then. And these are just so much fun to make. And voila. Okay, let's make another one. Oh, I wanted to use the leaf and I forgot. You don't have to use a lot of elements, like you could do with a lot less than what I've been adding. I just like layers, so I'm just having fun adding them, but and if I've got stuff on my desk, I'll just put it together, you know. This is just a tiny a Tim Holtz stapler, but you can use whatever you want. If you've got, I've got other little staplers that I've found at thrift stores, and that does little staples as well. So I've used that in the past also. Well, that's kind of cool. This is a leaf, but it's a big one. It's a tall one. And it's plastic. So I'm thinking maybe for the others, because why not? It's sitting on my desk and making me feel inspired. And here we go. Okay, so I want to use these. There's 2 of them. It'd be kind of fun to them so that it would be kind of like that. I hope you're doing well. Here it's been beautiful weather, like really beautiful. It hasn't rained in forever, which is probably not great. I'm really wondering what type of winter we're gonna get following the fact that we haven't been getting rain. Take this down. I'm gonna just staple them because they're plastic, and I'm not sure that I can find a way to keep them on there if I glue them down. But I kind of like the simplicity of this, and I like the fact that I'm using it and not throwing it away. So there's that. We'll have those flowers. I still have this bread on my desk. So I want something else. Yeah, I think that's what I want. And why am I adding more? Just because. You can stop whenever. You don't have to add more to it. I just felt like I wanted that extra little border. And we've got that done. So I'm thinking that these are going to be a lot of fun to play with. So I've got so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think that I'm going to call this done. I'm possibly going to do another installment of this in the month of October so that I can use more of the supplies that I bought, because I'm just having a blast doing this, and I would love to continue using different supplies. And also because if I use these in a different month, they're probably going to turn out a lot different, which is also fun because I won't have freshly made them. So yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me make these, and that you will be doing your own little clusters. And I will see you next week with for a card making session using these clusters. And also I will share with you what the freebie sheets look like, so that you have an idea of what they will look like. So that's it, guys. Love you so much. Take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.